Another cold day out there. I'm off to set more lynx pens, and I'm going to be checking my lynx pens, but it's been a slow go this year getting them pens set up. Anyway, hopefully I'll have some kitties in snares, and I'll get a bunch more set. I like to run a couple hundred between the blind and the lynx pens and that, and I'm nowhere near that yet. Let's get out here. My cabin is right over there. Right over in that big taller clump of dark spruce over there. That's where our cabin is on the lake. And I always have there's a whole bunch of wolf bait that I'm going to do today. And I have a lynx set over here. Well, lynx / wolverine. Because it's along a major waterway, good chance for a wolverine. Now, what I've got is this nice bait right there, and I've got a 330 that they'll jump right through. The wolverine will jump through to get to that bait. The lynx usually circle, so this is what I've got. Here's my snare set up for them circling, and you can see I got one circling here. I just had I had a couple here. One was further back. He got into both of them. One of them, of course, is around his neck nicely, and I see he got another one on his toe, but that made no difference. Nice big kitty. Just got this set up. I'll have to take a look around here, see how he came in. Did he circle, or did he actually just walk right into it from behind? I'll take a look, get a few things straightened out here.
Trapping is the cornerstone that Canada was built on. Brave and sometimes crazy men and women, fueled by the lucrative fur trade, explored and mapped our great nation. Hundreds of years have passed since then, but trapping still remains vibrant, strong, and steeped in the ancient traditions. The fur bearers still follow the old paths and live as dictated by thousands of years of instinct. Fur only gets prime in the harsh temperatures of winter, and trappers must respect and prepare for the weather. Trapping's past is firmly rooted in history, but today, the gear and techniques have changed. Canada is still known for the best wild fur in the world, and today our pelts are sold on the global market. Our community is large, and our numbers are growing. We are trappers. This is what we do, and where we belong. Join us in our adventures. Welcome to Trapping Inc., the face of today's trapper.
This is pretty neat here. What we got going on, there's a lynx pen, and you can see the kitty has already been in here. But what he did is he took the stick out. Here's my stick. See this, all this activity here? Here's my stick that has the bait on it. Now that bait was last put on there middle of January last year. Middle of January. But you could see that the lynx packed it out and overhauled it. And then look at the wolves. The wolves even rolled on it. See this? See how smooth this is? They were rolling on it, just like a dog would. You can see another one rolled right back there. It is amazing when you keep your eyes open what you can see and what animals do. But yeah, you don't think that animals have a sense of smell? That was last January was the last time anything was on this. I don't know. Smells like dirt.
Trapping Inc. is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Old Smokes Coffee, crafted coffee for the courageous. Get your favorite brew online at oldsmokescoffee.com. Halford's, unique beyond compare. In store or online, we have all your trapping needs. Find us online at halfordsmailorder.com. Range Road Enterprises. See our full line of firewood processors, wood splitters, sawmills, and more online at range-road.ca. Carl's Ice Sport Optics. It's not just a rifle scope, it's a relationship for life. See the new V4 models online at gentech-intl.com.
You can keep up with all the action at trappinginc.com or join our Facebook and YouTube sites.
Just right alongside of a big swamp, beaver dam area, there's tons and tons and tons of bunny tracks. And I just had a crazy thing happen here. Look at this. Those are lynx tracks. And look at where he came in. He came in and out the same way underneath that tree. Isn't that something? I've never had one do that before. It just not something you'd normally see happen. I just gotta see. Yeah, he came up and went right back the way he went. You know, sometimes when they do that, they come in there, then they walk right out the snare, but it did not happen. Denied. Well, isn't that something? Wow. Well, that is exactly what we like to see. Another young lynx, but we can see here. There we go, up around the neck. Looks like he went for a little bit of a husker-do for a minute or two before it was done. Here's the neat part though. Was there others with him, or did he spend a lot of time circling around checking things out? I'm not sure. Because there was, it was once again, there's been a snow since he was here. I have to check that all out. Might need to, obvious place to set a trail snare right there. Might have to do that. Yeah, not a very big one. Not a very big one. Chewed up the end of my bait stick. So there, when he comes up, that's what he's looking at. And you want him just to take and have the idea that he can just reach in through there and grab that. And that's what we're looking for. Once he does that, that snare will hang up on his ears and his whiskers and be a nice catch around the neck. Now here's where I took and I threw in a trail snare because he'd walk through here. You can see his tracks back up over there. A couple little guiders just to guide us. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Well, dang it. You can see the kitty came in from that direction over there, which would have been downwind. And went right here. And he was actually in the pen. He was in the pen. You can see his tracks. Not a very big kitty, so maybe he went underneath. I'm not sure. But there he was. He's got it licked off, chewed off. Well, we'll put some fresh stuff on and hope he comes back. But that doesn't happen very often that they beat a snare. Oh well, can't catch them all.
And now for Halford's Trapper's Tip of the Week.
On today's tech tip, I want to talk about a modernization, a little speed clip that's going to help you on your running pole sets. Running pole set has caught a lot of fisher and a lot of marten over the years, very simply because it's so natural. Also, the beauty about it is that you're not packing a box. Take and set your trap up on the running pole. Get it set in place. Now, normally, this would be anchored, and I would use a couple of spruce boughs in the wintertime. I put them over top of it just like this. So what that does is now the animal wants to go through and not jump over. What makes this so neat and so fast is this neat little clip right here. Take a look at that. It's got a couple of teeth on it made for, so you just take and set it on top of your running pole, pound it in with a hammer, clamp onto it, and away you go. You know, the running pole's caught a lot of fisher marten over the years. This makes it that much better.
That was Halford's Trapper's Tip of the Week.
There we go. Not a very big one. I'd say this year's kitten, all right. Let's get him on. Oh, he's wet too. That happens when it's snowing. They die quickly, but then their body's warm and it melts, right? Gets them wet, and then, you know, we're in the middle of a warm spell right at the moment, but there we go. I don't know, 15-pounder. Here's one of the neat things. Just about all my cats here have this brown chin on it. And it's kind of unusual, because when you take a look at pictures now, you think, what's wrong with that lynx's mouth? Most cats don't have it. And just about all of them here have this brown chin. I've caught a couple in different places that haven't, but it's unusual. The brown chin is the normal. I get asked lots, why do I put my fur in a bag? Well, if you trap up here in the north, most of the times your fur is frozen, or in the case of this guy, will be frozen by the time I get back to the cabin. So when they're frozen hard like that, if they rub against one another, it can do a lot of damage, and I don't need my fur damaged. What I've got here is a set that will, like what we did up at with Kevin up at Steen River in far northwest corner of Alberta. And I've got a stucco wire cage. I've got a piece of lynx hanging in there. That's that very first lynx of the whole year that got ate by coyotes. Chopped one of the legs off of it and just put it in there. And it worked. What you're looking at here, though, is mostly, it's a curious thing, and it takes advantage of the lynx's innate curiosity. They're cats, so they're curious, and the fact that they're not very often going to go through here. I don't have much luck getting them to go through a 330. That's more for a wolverine, and a wolverine will take and jump through that. But what I do have is I have 3 snares around here. As he circles the pen, he's going to run into a snare, which is exactly what this guy did. Circled the pen and ran into a snare. This tree is not here naturally. It's just rammed down the snow like I always do. But, you know, that's how much a lynx fights, right? They don't put up much of a fight, and they don't hardly ever pull anything loose, which is what happened here. Nothing got pulled loose even. When we're setting up our snares, remember to take and loop it out and get it in line so that you're not causing yourself a bunch of problems later down by twisting it on here, right? You don't want to put a torque into the system here. At least 2 wraps around your pole. And the reason for that is that the harder anything pulls on it, especially like with a wolf, if you're using wire to anchor a wolf, 2 wraps around it, because he's pulling on the first layer, which will you know, cause it to bind that much harder. There we go. Height of my knee to the top of my 8-inch snare. My knee about 20 inches, guys. It's just a handy measurement for me. Now, my snare is hanging nicely this way. It's gonna cross the trail this way. I just gotta do a little bit of fencing. While I'm in here, I'll take and shake off my bait. You can see that there's branches and that over top of this. The reason for that is now a bird can't get in there and cause me troubles, right? I don't want birds coming in. I don't want them getting on my bait. Well, I followed kitty tracks. Oh, there's kitty tracks. Right up to my pen here. Okay, I had 3 snares in here. I see one is up, one is down, one's missing. There he is, right there. Right there. Yeah. Not a very big one. I'll take and get him wrestled out of here.
Trapping Inc. is brought to you by these fine sponsors. Old Smokes Coffee, crafted coffee for the courageous. Get your favorite brew online at oldsmokescoffee.com. Argo, go anywhere. Argo Extreme Terrain vehicles conquer any season, any terrain. Join us online at argoxtv.com. Midland Radio, communication for every adventure. Find the all-new X-Talker online at gentech-intl.com. Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine, Alberta's only hunting, fishing, and trapping magazine.
Online at albertaoutdoorsman.ca.
You can keep up with all the action at trappinginc.com or join our Facebook and YouTube sites.
That's all it takes. Just that little pole. Because that's what happens. He gets tangled up here, he can't go anywhere and it's over. Oh, yeah, it's a very tiny kitty. Very tiny kitty. This year's kitten, I guess. Lots and lots and lots of lynx on the line again this year. The track, I just went back and looked at it. The track that I followed here was actually leaving here, and it was a big track, so it was probably Mom. And this is one of the kittens. I literally pulled the cat out of here yesterday. He was ended up over there. He managed to pull a stick out of the ground and ended up tangled up there. But there was a lot of snow on him, and then another cat had been by much more recently. So I freshened up my lure, and I took and set up my snares again. And this cat ended up getting into 2 snares. I see the one that he came in from would be this one here. I'm just going to cut everything off of here. I had a horrendous wreck yesterday with the yellow whale, and I think I lost my pliers. There we go. Anyway, there's the cat, and that one's up good and high on him. That's the one that got him first. Yeah, the other one's just tangled on a paw here. Nothing about that. So, not a big cat. Probably this year's young of the year again. Let's get a few things set up here and get these back in. Well, this is my typical how far it is from my track to my pen. And there you can see we've got a kitty laying there. He's got some snow on him. It's starting to melt today. Really nice day. Another young one. We have such a crazy population going on right now. I'll take and get him stripped out of there. Rebuild this. This pen I think is a little bit big. I'll tell you why I think that. Oh, I guess he's a little bigger than what I thought. But still, not a giant one by any means. Got him around the neck again. Always a good spot. And it's over in a hurry. I talked about this pen being a little bit too big. And I went through a phase where my pens kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it seemed to work better and better and better. And then all of a sudden I started having a rash of lynx jumping into them. And it took me a long time to figure it out. It was because it was so big. That it was so big that they had lots of room to jump and land, and they felt comfortable. So now I'm tightening it and making them smaller again. Oh yeah. Oh hey, that's a big kitty. That is a big kitty. I'm guaranteeing that it's a tom. This little pen here is accounted for a couple this year now. And I didn't get it in till late. Oh, that's a nice kitty. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's got a lot of snow on him, so I don't know whether he got in here during the last storm or whether he was quite a bit before it. He's got it. You know what? I think he was during the snowstorm because it's like he's got some of the snow has been melted into him. This is one of my back door, front door pens, and I got the first one in here came in the back door, and this guy came in the front door. Now, it is just 2 days left in season, so I'm not going to set this back up. I won't get back to it before season ends, so we'll call it good here. It's been an awesome season. We've caught a lot of cats. We've enjoyed our time out here, and I certainly hope you folks have had as much fun with us. Maybe learn a little bit about trapping, or maybe drop me an email and tell me what I did wrong. Anyway, we'll see you down the trail.